So welcome to Dead by Daylight, everybody. This is probably one of my most played games in all time, honestly. I actually started playing this, I think, last summer? The summer before that? I don't remember. And then I was like, oh, this seems kind of cool. And then all of a sudden I just was like, my entire life. So this is my main person, Fang Min. She's pretty cool.
This means you should be really good at the game, right? Like
I have my moments. I used to be really good at this. Like, I think the lowest rank I've ever gotten to is a red rank 2. But now that doesn't matter anymore because the ranking system has completely changed. So now I'm Cheeto Puff 3. I wouldn't say I'm terrible. I'm alright. They're just... It's like how my buddy Alligatorsaurus mentions the Rocket League community. Like, he is god tier comparison to normal people that play the game.
Like me.
Like, when he's playing against pros in the game, he's like a small child. And, like, for me and my buddy group, like, I'm probably at the higher end of the people skill gap-wise in my friend group in this game. And then, like, I play against a Bubba with a chainsaw, and I'm like, I hate this, thanks.
So is this where you need your achievements? Because I thought you needed them on Killer.
No, so... I got a couple of achievements for Killer that I still need to do. But I do have one achievement for Survivors that's just a long grind to work on.
Yeah.
Where basically I need to unhook someone. And I need to take a hit after I unhook them within a certain amount of times to get a protection hit.
Oh, okay.
And you gotta get hit 250 times.
And how many have you gotten?
I've gotten... Here, we can check that actually. So we are currently at 62% out of 250.
So, yeah.
Probably in the 170, 180 range, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And because we're professionals, we're going to make sure we turn off notifications for everybody. Because we're not going to lock any achievements anytime soon.
Achievement!
Achievements! Yeah, if no one's ever noticed, if I press this button right here, you can see in the top right corner. Only 412,700 gamers.
Weird flex, but okay.
Like, I used to be really hardcore, like, into getting all the achievements in the game. Like, earlier this year, I was going through a whole frenzy where I need to play more of my backlog games. So, like, one of the games I started up was like Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. I was probably about, I don't know, like 3 or 4 hours into it the first time I had played it. And when I was going back to it, I'm like, I don't remember these controls. Is it worth restarting it? I'm like, screw it, we'll restart it. I'm not that far into it. And then, like, 2 weeks later, 100%ed it because I was like, amazed.
Amazed at Sekiro?
Sekiro, yeah. I loved it so much. Which is why I find it so weird, like, that I don't like Dark Souls combat, but it's from the same people.
Well, Dark Souls combat is
slow
clunky.
And clunky, yeah.
I mean,
it's the same problem I have with The Witcher.
Yeah, I tried playing The Witcher 2 one time, and I don't know, never got into it. Not saying anything bad about it, because I know Witcher 1, 2, 3 are all pretty beloved. I just...
Yeah. One is supposed to be super jank, but, I think they brought it down a little bit once they started bringing them a console. Now it started with 2, but still a little jank for me. Alright, so this is the map. This is a pretty bright one in comparison to most of the maps are pretty dark. So if you ever played Dead by Daylight before, what you do is come over here, work on a generator. You got 5 of them to work on. And it sounds like someone's already getting harassed. It's fun. We got power 5 generators. And that person fucked that up. Nice. And I fucked that up. Okay, we're gonna run. I blame you!
You got nerves. Performance anxiety.
Yeah. It's especially nice when the killer has a perk where you don't hear, like, you don't get the audio cue that you're getting a skill check. So then you're like, oh shit, I gotta pay attention to the screen. So we're playing against Doctor. Basically shocks everybody.
Shocks everyone. What does that mean?
He actually throws electricity at you.
Oh.
Shock therapy.
Doctor Who?
Just the 5th one.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not paying attention. So basically he's a doctor with like a giant, like, pole or whatever his weapon is for that variation of him. Yep, see, there he is. Oh. He shocked me. I'm gonna run for my life.
Is he supposed to be based on someone?
No, he's a
classic.
He's a standard killer for the game, yeah.
Nice.
Non-licensed, that's the phrase they use. original killer.
Okay.
Yeah, they're okay. They have some really cool designs for like brand new killers in this. Obviously, they also have some classics like Pyramid Head and Ghostface.
Well, when you said the Doctor and something about lightning, I was thinking Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah. And some of these characters, like, I know they take pride saying that they don't take generic characters or stereotypes, but like sometimes you kind of want those.
Absolutely.
Because I would love like a werewolf type character in this game, but they said they don't want to do werewolf because that seems too generic. But in the lore, they have a vampire, and I'm like,
They have a vampire in
they
this?
have a vampire in the lore, but not in the actual game.
Oh,
yet.
okay.
They're actually releasing a character this month. She like hunts down the cult that follows the entity, which is the god that runs these games. And she actually runs into a vampire a lot in the lore. So we're wondering if they'll bring the vampire eventually.
So, now that they've got a strong set of non-licensed and licensed characters, I think it would be fine for them to put classical monsters in there. Like, not starting with them and refusing to start with them is probably good. Then it forces creativity. But now throwing them in there as a, homage rather than leaning on would be fine.
Like, I would love like an aquatic reptilian monster thing. And they've had monsters in the game too, because that was a big thing where people were like, well, they do monsters, but they had the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, and that was their first monster ever. Versus like human-like characters. Let's go down in the basement so you guys can get an idea what the basement's like. Basement's a bad place. You don't want to be hooked down here. It's a bad time. I'm gonna open up this chest and see if there's anything good in it.
Wonder if they could do any eldritch sort of monsters or killers.
What do you mean?
I don't know, like the Fishmen from.
You're talking about like some. I was gonna say Geiger, but that's like the alien stuff. You're talking about like some Lovecraftian stuff.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
Like it would fit perfectly with the theme.
Yeah.
Like.
Especially with the entity already existing and being.
That's my whole point. Is the entity exists.
Giant spider god thing. I don't know if this guy. Yeah, we'll heal him afterwards. Hopefully, the person's on their first hook, so they should be okay for a little while.
So what if you fail a skill check while you're working on it with him?
It'll still degress the generator a little bit, but you can still work on it.
Will it knock him off too?
No. Well, I mean, it might for like a split second, but I'm not sure. Like, it doesn't really matter too much. It's more so the noise it brings. Okay. We got little Dr. Daddy-O over here. Doctor.
Doctor.
Person's really come back this way. Oh, she's like full out madness. So when he shocks people enough, he actually drives them crazy.
Okay. Then do you lose control?
Well, it becomes a point where you can't really do anything if it gets so far, until you like make yourself less mentally unstable. Otherwise, the other thing with the doctor is you have to if he gets you so crazy too, like not only can you not do anything, but you also start seeing him all over the place, and sometimes you don't really know if it's actually him or you seeing him.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's more fun to be a noob in these games than it is to be quote-unquote pro, because then you get to see more shit.
Yeah, because like I definitely remember when I first started playing this, I was scared shitless the entire time.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember like one guy sending me a message like, well, way to be a newbie, like hiding behind that rock. I'm like, I'm the only one that survived. Like, he's like, couldn't work on a generator. I'm like, bro, you guys kept running by me. Like, where am I gonna go? I'm doing this game. He's like, that's not an excuse. I'm like, damn, okay. This game's pretty toxic, I will say. The community is a little angry.
I mean,
but it's enjoyable. Well, while they're going for him, I can start this door.
Like, to be fair, there's so few online communities that aren't toxic.
That's true.
Like,
especially when they've been around for a while.
Yeah. Well, even when they first start up. Like, unless they're super tiny.
Oh, shit.
I like that laugh. That's a great laugh.
All right.
Yeah, unless the community is super tiny and made up from, yeah, it's just they're all toxic.
Yeah, they can be. It's
I mean, they just are.
Yeah.
I mean,
like Overwatch
Rocket
and
League,
StarCraft.
I mean, any online community. Although Warcraft seemed to be good when I was a noob, and never progressed beyond it. Like people seem to be.
Oh, the hatch is here. Okay.
I
Like extra points, why not?
think that's the first time I've seen you use a hatch.
Nice. Yeah, so
Game on.
so basically, throughout the game, you gotta go through all these categories. Like this objectives is working on generators, and that's basically it. Working on generators and just that might be it. Honestly, it's just working on generators. Survival, healing yourself, escaping from chases. I think counts towards that too. Altruism is teamwork, so basically unhooking people and healing them and whatever else. Boldness is being involved with the killer, so like getting chased or being down in the basement or whatever else. Obviously, I didn't run into the killer that much, so I didn't get much for boldness. But objectives I was almost maxed out on because I was just fixing shit. I was fixing Felix.
So they don't have alternate objectives aside, like that would be a way they could change and improve the game, is to make not just fix the generator and open the door objectives, but like expand it.
Yeah, there's been ideas like, or even extending how the game plays. Like there was an idea that there are power switches across the map that you have to turn on before you can even start powering up the generators.
Yeah,
and
no,
like
that doesn't make sense.
It's strange. It doesn't necessarily have to make too much sense since it's kind of like in its own realm itself, but it's also like I don't know how much that actually helps the game. But there's people who have the idea of killing the killer. I'm like, this game's already toxic enough. I don't know if I want to add that to it.
If you had a special game mode for that,
yeah,
like you know, all the traditional horror movies where the main characters do fight back. I can't think of any. I mean, the Friday the 13th movies, they eventually fight back.
Yeah.
And
Freddy.
Freddy.
Freddy. Say Freddy versus Jason. Like, no, Nightmare on Elm Street. My bad.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, don't they fight back against Michael Myers too? And
I'm sure they do.
Or Ghostface.
Yeah, Scream. They definitely fight back.
Like, so maybe you would branch it off and be like the revenge of the survivors, and then that it's literally just a standoff rather than an escape.
Now I think part of the reason why Dead by Daylight's so successful too is it's just one game mode, so that's the only thing people are queuing up for too. Unless they all put in one queue together, like you have a chance of getting one or the other.
Yeah, I think that would be a good way to do it.
Should I also do a Stranger Things character? I mean, there'll be three of us then. I can be Scuba Steve. Damn you, Scuba Steve!
Sheepers. Hey, bro.
Josh's reaction. What the hell are you playing?
Dead by Daylight, running away from killers.
Yeah.
Like the band The Killers? When you were young.
God.
Copyright claim.
Hey, it's Bob Dylan's song.
There you go. Oh man, you know what's hilarious?
Huh?
Is if you're familiar with Bob Dylan, I hope.
A little bit.
Like, if you do a cover of any song, but in the style of Bob Dylan, it's hilarious. Like that's what Josh is referring to, because I make fun of Bob Dylan all the time. Josh is like, Bob Dylan is great. I'm like, he's great, but he's also terrible. Like, yeah.
Says listen to a System of a Down. I love System of a Down, but like if that was a different band, I'd be like, why is he singing like he's dying? Sounds like a cat getting like thrown against the wall. Sometimes.
Old System of a Down?
both. Because I mean, like, because it's Surge, and I forget which other member of the band sometimes sings too.
Yeah, the other guy.
But he's like, ah, yeah, and like it sounds like nails on a chalkboard sometimes, but sometimes it's great too. So I'm like, I don't mind, but
Yeah, sometimes
it fits in, but also like it's not great singing objectively.
right.
All right, so Scuba Steve.
I love Surge. Surge is bae.
Steve just pointing at me. Yeah, I am you. So the sad thing is, I think. Oh, Wraith. He turns invisible.
Uh-oh.
Everybody run for your lives. This might be a bad match. We'll see. So the sad thing about Dead by Daylight recently is Netflix and Behavior, the developers behind Dead by Daylight, there was something in their contract work that eventually the Stranger Things stuff just expired. So I think they're out of the game now, like, to be able to be purchased. You can still play as them, though, if you already own them. So, like, Demogorgon, Steve, and Nancy are all still playable only if you previously owned them, though. And I'm not sure if, like, there's a deal with Netflix, like, they've been getting into gaming now, so I'm almost wondering if they're working on their own games and, like, don't want to have their license on other people's stuff.
How's Netflix getting into gaming? I feel like I heard something about that, but I don't know anything.
They actually
about
just bought is it Night Dive? Yeah, Night Dive Studios. They're the guys that made Oxenfree and After Party. They're
Oh, I
so-
know After Party. I don't know Oxenfree.
yeah. And I mean, those kind of games make sense for Netflix too, because like those are easy to stream games versus like something very
So you're
more
saying
involved.
you're saying that Netflix itself is making games or wants to make games and provide them on their own platform?
Yep.
So it's gonna.
Yeah. I mean, they already kind of have in the first place because they had that Minecraft story mode that was on Netflix.
I
I
don't
think
know.
it's still on there. I've never played either. And also, from my understanding, that Black Mirror Bandersnatch or whatever was sort of a game experience. I never
one was
did that
weird.
either.
I played that, or I played that.
You
It-
visual noveled it?
Yeah, it was a strange one. I appreciated the experience, but it's not something that I seek.
Yeah, like, and like tech companies all over the place are just buying game studios and everything because it's just a buyer's market right now.
It's amazing that I think I saw something about how there were people saying video games will never last and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah. I mean, they do with everything. Even I did it back when cell phones first got cameras. I'm like, "Whew, why would you have a cell phone with a camera? You could just have a camera." And well, how wrong I was.
I think the game industry is going in an interesting place now, especially subscription wise. Because like for the longest time, even when Game Pass was becoming a thing, people were like, "There's no way this will last."
Right.
And now, like this last year, we've seen PlayStation buy like 6 or 7 studios, like partially as a reaction towards Microsoft, but also like towards all the other companies that might be trying to buy their partners. And like they actually just mentioned this week too that they want to bring games to more than just their console players. They want to get to hundreds of millions of people, which is exactly what Microsoft said, that they want to reach the 2 billion gamers in the world versus just how many get on a hardware level.
Right.
So it's like, so the subscription service is here to stay. Sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm hopeful and dreading the future of, like, okay, current games as a service sucks. I hate it. I generally hate the idea. It's getting better.
It has to be
it's
done well.
definitely getting better because you subscribe to your Xbox whatever.
Yeah.
You can play whatever games you want, which is cool. Which is how it should be because I can only play so many games at once. It's not like you're losing money.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, but there's also, you can get a gaming PC, quote unquote a gaming PC with like next to no latency, and you'd pay like $70 a month for the service to access a remote PC that is as powerful as the one I'm using right now. And that is exciting and terrifying because then, no one's going to have their own hardware. It's all going to be linked to some big corporation who's going to be like, well, you don't have a gaming PC. Oh, God.
Yep.
What is that?
It's a Wraith. Oh, he rings his bell to go invisible and to go back to visible.
Oh, okay.
It also gives you an audio cue to know if he's by or whatever.
I thought he was taunting you.
No. But some people do that where they're toxic and they'll just ring the bell. Like, especially if they hooked you. They'll stand right in front of you, just keep ringing it on and off. It's evil. Here, see if I can heal you. Give you some of them blood points.
Don't fuck up and cut off his head.
Oh, my leg! As he grabs his head. My leg. Yeah, that's kind of what Game Pass is doing right now for like the streaming stuff. Is you're literally streaming from an Xbox One or a Series console server blade.
Yeah, I think I like I said, I'm excited for and terrified of it. Because if you and I wanted to play Crackdown 3, like I could put it on my computer right now.
Yep.
Except, would I have to download the game too? Probably. Otherwise, it would run like shit.
Like, okay, sorry. What was that again? If
I got the pass on my computer, I'd probably have to download the game as well, right? Otherwise,
they're gonna give you, if it's available natively on your PC, you can play it natively. Otherwise, you can also stream it too.
You mean I wouldn't have to download a damn thing and I could still play with you?
Yep, you just have to download the Game Pass app or whatever, and it'll stream through that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Unless you're on iOS, because of Apple's policy stuff, they wanted to force Microsoft to re-rate all the games on Game Pass that are going to be streamable as separate games on the store. And I'm like, that's dumb. You don't do that to Netflix for every movie.
Yeah, I don't want Apple bash. All I have to say is Apple can. It's great they're a competitor to Microsoft and keeping it from being a super monopoly, but also they're.
I mean, they already got ripped a new one over it during the Epic versus Apple court case. They were like, why won't you all Game Pass like streaming straight from an app on your store? Wait, you want them to rate every single game and make them purchasable in the store? Do you do that to Netflix? No?
Actually, it's interesting that that's a thing because there was Microsoft DOS emulator that used to be on the Apple Store, and people would install Windows 3.1 as a meme.
Yeah.
But then Apple was like, you can't use it for that purpose because we can't guarantee that proprietary stuff isn't being installed after after you put the we can't have that.
I think we might have three-gen ourselves. Bueno.
Might have what?
So the term 3-gen means like when you have your 3 generators left, which means you only have to do one more, but there's 3 generators still out in the wild. You have them lined up so the killer can just easily bounce back and forth between the 3 of them because it's like a straight line. So then it gets really hard for you to even finish everything because he can just bounce back and forth between generators.
So you just got to go find a generator somewhere else.
Well, if you 3-gen yourself, and because when you're down to 1 generator that you need to finish, that means there's only 3 left on the map. So he can bounce back between those 3 really easily, so you have to split up in a way that you're constantly able to keep working, even when he's breaking in between, and hopefully you're fixing it faster than he breaks.
So why wouldn't he pick a line of 3 generators to begin with, then just let the other 2 go, and then bounce back and forth until you guys start doing the other 3?
Because sometimes, if you're a smart enough team, or if you're voice chatting, you can figure out, hey, let's not do all these generators in this one spot so we don't 3-gen ourselves. And sometimes, the killers themselves might not even be thinking of that until too late in the game. If you get them to 3-gen themselves, it's a great time, but usually you just want to make it so they're not getting generators done in general. Yeah, cause he's right there, and he's gonna come straight here in a second. Hey, Steve, let's go this way. Yeah, and that person's completely dead, too. So now we're down to 3 people.
Good thing we're not streaming, otherwise somebody could be stream sniping.
Stream sniping? Are you stream sniping? That guy was strange. Probably a nice person in real life. But, they were a little toxic. We all get there, though. I'm sure in one of these videos we'll see me be a little toxic somewhere.
I'm never toxic.
I usually avoid it. But this game sometimes brings out the worst in people.
Actually, okay, so I gotta be honest. Playing Modern Warfare 2 with a bunch of toxic people made me want to also be toxic, because as a form of revenge, be like, no, you guys suck and you make me angry. I'm gonna do everything I can to make you mad.
Yep, see, now he's just going to bounce back and forth between all these generators. He's going to chase me. Or is he going to go... Yep, there he is. So didn't know if he was going to run back to the other generators and then just leave it alone, or if he was going to chase me. So it looks like he might be going back to the other side, so I'm going to go back to this generator and see if I can work on it a little bit. Oh, nope, never mind. He's right there. He's by that generator already. Kind of how you have to play the game. Hopefully he didn't see me. Looks like he was bouncing back and forth there for a second. I wonder if he has surveillance, which could be a perk where he sees, like, a generator that he damaged will be a certain color, so if someone starts working on it, it changes color again. And I like using that perk because I'm like, gives me a little bit more control over the map. Hopefully. If you see in that right corner over there, or the right side, you see that little heart?
Yeah.
So that means I'm exhausted right now, which means I can't use any of my special abilities that make me go faster until that's refilled. Oh, he's gonna hook him right next to here too. Can I block it? Please get off, please get off. Was that enough time? Guess not.
Why didn't you stick around and continue to try to block?
Because I only get 2 hits till I'm downed. And at this point, it looks like I might be the only person that survives, so I haven't been hooked yet. Everybody else has. Because the other person's dead on hook. This person, we just need to get off hook, and he'll be dead on hook after that. Did you get 3 hooks total, and you can see on the side everyone's got 2. Except for the one guy that's already dead.
You have a slash across your face. I mean, you're damaged.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, unhooked him.
Hi, Charlie.
I might just look for Hatch now, just so I'm prepared to run for my life. But we'll see. 'Cause,
I mean, is that toxic?
finding Hatch first?
Yeah.
No.
Considering it looks like there's no way you're gonna win.
No, because I mean, it kind of gets to the point where you gotta strategize a little bit to make it so you can at least survive. Hopefully. I mean, if only one person's gonna live, that's a pretty good match for the killer, honestly. But let's see here. Let's see if we can find the hatch. So before it's down to one person, the hatch will be closed, so it won't maybe make it sound. But when it's down to one person, it'll make like an air wind tunnel sound.
So for now, you only have visual cues.
Yep. I don't know if I want to go over in that area because that's where he's at. He bouncing between generators. Maniac. Oh, that was a little lag.
Nah.
No, Steve just switches like the normal. Oh, there's the hatch. Okay, good to know.
Can the killer see the hatch?
Yeah.
Like before it's opened?
Yep.
So
you just want to make sure you don't get them around there, otherwise they can close the hatch on you.
Oh, they can.
Yep.
Can you reopen it? Or once it's closed, you're
Once it's closed for good unless you have a key for it, which is a separate item like the med kits and everything. But they're also changing that too later on. It's like, right now you can actually open the hatch right away at the game if you have like a certain key. And if you find it. Actually, but I don't think you can actually get the hatch to actually spawn until like you've gotten 4 generators done.
Oh, so the hatch doesn't spawn. Or it isn't like a stat
Not
item.
visible, yeah. He's gonna chase me. You son of a bitch! I wonder if he knows where Hatch is already. I hope not. But yeah, no, we've gotten to the point where it's just me and the other Steve, and other Steve's gonna die on the next hook. Oh, okay, hi. I'm gonna try healing you quick. And you're healed. I don't know who got him mostly healed.
Maybe he mostly healed himself.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like he would have healed himself fully then at that point, because he was already behind that rock. Oh no. We're communicating. This is toxic. So, yeah. So we got 3 gen with 2 people left. This is not great. And the worst part is if I die, I'll probably die in my very first hook, and I'll be sad because I'll be like, well, I didn't even get the chance to get unhooked twice more. I don't know what to do, because we're 3-gen and Wraith is fast as fuck. Hopefully that's something they nerf eventually. Maybe they've nerfed it a little bit, but Wraith is way too fast in my opinion. But I think they did nerf it down a little bit because he used to be really, really bad, like to the point where I'd almost not want to play matches against him at all. Okay, I'm going this way. Okay. Where's he going? He's going back to the generators. Okay. Steve, I'll heal you.
I thought he was going after the other Steve.
He hit the other Steve, and now he's... This is the point where it makes you wonder if you'd count this as holding the game hostage, because we can't do much, and he's not really chasing us to the point that he's going to kill us. He's just keeping the generators that are not finished, and he's not finishing the match itself. It's strange. I don't know.
So what if you just hide somewhere and be like, okay, fine, you want to play this way?
There's just going to be a never-ending match, basically.
That would be fun.
Yeah, because I don't know if there's ever like a cap on how long a match can go. I think the longest match I've ever done is like 45 minutes or something.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there should be a cap.
I mean, there might be. There might be a legendary cap. Oh.
Oh no!
That's bad. That's bad.
There.
I just changed the input.
Yeah, you can see it over there.
Hi, Charlie. Now's the time, my dude. There we go.
And
Poor Steve is like, what the hell are you doing?
What were you trying to do?
Huh?
Did you just accidentally hit
I
it?
accidentally hit it, I think,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, I wonder if there's a muted. Muted. Now it's muted.
Yeah, I rated it down to 0, but I mean,
Okay.
you can double mute it too, just in case.
Triple mute.
All right. So this is gonna be fun. Think he was gonna come back this way, maybe? Well, we're just gonna start on and see what happens. I'm sure I'll get off of it in about like 2 seconds.
I'm doing a thing. Don't worry about it.
Doing a thing.
You'll see.
Scoopa Steve! Have you ever watched Stranger Things?
No?
I think you'd like it. It's very much a homage to a lot of like classic horror and sci-fi and stuff.
Speaking of horror, I gotta go return some videotapes.
He didn't know what to do with me. He's like, do I chase you through this way or this way? You gonna try cutting me off? Okay, we're gonna go this way then. Oh, no, he went back that way. Okay, never mind. This is the point where I'm like, is this literally keeping the game hostage? Should I just die? And I'm like, but that's no fun. Oh, he hit the other Steve. I didn't realize the other Steve was right there.
Yeah, I think now you're just playing chicken with the other Steve.
Uh-oh. Please just hook him. Please don't make this match go longer than it needs to.
Will they die eventually?
They'll eventually bleed out, but it takes a few minutes. And that's the point where it's like they're just trying to stall the game.
Why would you do that?
Well, to find out where the hatch is, give yourself some extra time. Also to...
No, he's hooked.
Okay, so we're just gonna stay on the hatch. I think he might know where the hatch is. He's going straight this way. Come on, hatch! Go! There we go.
When?
Yeah, so sometimes you get games at the end back there where it's like almost basically a stalemate. unless someone's willing to give in or not be a prick. So, yeah. And now I'm Cheeto Puff level 2. Alright, so that's a little bit of Dead by Daylight. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. So if you guys want to see more of this, let us know. I'm sure we'll have a couple of videos pre-recorded by this point for it, but yeah. And if you guys want to see me do killer or specific survivors or killers, let me know. So,
Thanks for watching.
subscribe!
No, don't do that.
Oh.
Don't subscribe.
Oh. Go to our Patreon that doesn't exist yet. Bye!
Bye.